It's about a lot of it. Like it ain't really no formula, it's random. It's like it's timing. You gotta make sure the song really cool, but at the end of the day, man, it ain't even about how the song is. Like, you feel me? Like Bobby Shmurda blew up over a 7-second clip. What was that? Vine? He just had that. You feel me? Like that song been out for about a year before he did it. It was just the right time. That's why I tell people don't think too hard on a hit, cause you might got a hit out right now, got like 400 views. All you need to do is get on Vine, throw an ad up, don't let nobody see it come back down. A month later, it's at a million. You feel me? Like it. Kids like it's about attention, and you feel me? Ain't nothing really about what it really is. Everybody just get quick attention off of it, you know, like. But at the same time, like. It's still the old formula. At the end of the day, it still takes some sort of time. Like, you feel me? Like when I say attention, like no disrespect, Cardi B made it like off Instagram, everybody paid their attention. You feel me? But now people take it serious. They find out she got real talent behind all that goofy stuff she be talking. You feel me? So to make it hit, it's just to keep at it. You feel me? It's like baseball. Like everything ain't gonna be a home run shit. You keep playing the game, you gonna smack something out of the park. Like. You feel me? That's how I treat it. Like, I made pull up, hop out. I ain't been chasing no hit since I made pull up, hop out. The shit, I ain't seen that coming. You feel me? It's like you telling the nigga, damn nigga, you hit the lottery, you ain't hit it twice. Like, nigga, I ain't gonna hit it the first time. I'm still blessed up all that. So hits, they come. You never know when they come, bro. Like I said, it's hitting out right now. It just ain't get the right. You just ain't press the right button with it yet to make it blow up. It's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, pull up, hop out. I ain't never do nothing with that song to make it a hit. I ain't do nothing special. I just dropped it. I made it in my basement under some steps in front of like a water heater. I just dropped that motherfucker. We played it up and down the street. Niggas around the way fuck with it. We was like, that's cool. Next thing you know, Blue Star dropped it in the club a couple times. They fuck with it, we cool. Next thing you know, niggas call our phones like on some real get money shit. You know what I mean? So we ain't never say, hey, we got a hit. You feel me? We just dropped it. And next thing you know, the feedback just never stopped. And you gonna know, you feel me, like a good month, 2 weeks to a month in, you gonna know, like, all right, this might be the one. People going crazy over this. But when I made it, I was just like, you know, it's a cool song. Next one. You feel me? I ain't making like, oh man, this is a hit. We was like, oh man, this got potential, you feel me? We feel it, but we ain't gonna sit here and just get talking crazy. So I don't know, man. I don't know what it takes to make it hit. It takes you. You just gotta rap. And the artists and the people make hits. And they just one or the other. It's the artists and the people. You gotta have a connection.
HB, I mean, you got a couple of joints.
Yeah, well, my process is definitely a little different from Will's. I can speak on Peon's record, Flock. I think for me, I think making a hit, one of the things you start with is that production. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew Peon's was gonna be dope because when I had the production itself, like I listened to that motherfucker 100 times, and I felt the same way from the first time that I heard it. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got it. So I remember me and Flock just linking up, and I was like, yo, I think I got one. You know what I mean? And then, but I go off of what Will said, like, we just did it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really like, all right, man, like, it's this piece of paper with this, all right, man, we got to touch points on this, that. You know what I'm saying? It's very organic. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to do what you got to do to promote the record. You know, and I think that's what a lot of people lacking. Like artists that I see, they just like, man, shit, man, let's just, if we get on Spinrilla, we good. You know what I'm saying? This is Spinrilla is just a piece of the pie. You get what I'm saying? You gotta really like, I think just as an artist, you gotta put money into yourself. You know what I'm saying? The good thing about being an independent artist is that you spend the money on yourself. It's no different from buying you some gear and shit. You know what I'm saying? You invest into yourself to look good. And I think that's what you have to do as an artist and all that. Your sound, the engineer, the production, and then I just think as an artist, make sure you giving all you got on that record. You get what I'm saying? So when I think the goal for every artist, right, is for people to love their shit, right, to love their record. So if you really give it all you got, and people like, yo, that's my shit, then you gonna feel real good about it. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's what you aiming for. You know.
A question for you, as being like with management and stuff like that, you're dealing with artists like WillTheRapper and he has the hit. How important is it to kind of nurture that hit and manage it in the right way? And can you kind of like elaborate on the steps you guys kind of took to take that record to the next level, even though it was always...
That's everything. Like honestly, like on the artist side, I know that it's very organic. That's just like, I don't, like the same thing HB said, I don't want people to go into the studio and say, okay, like it's a checklist of things that I gotta do. Like there's some A&Rs that prefer, you know, like 8s, like go put 3 8s together in a hook, you know what I mean? And yeah, that's cool because that's the conventional, you know what I mean? That's your 3-minute and 30-second like hit, you know what I mean? Like people going for, but I don't really believe in that because at the same time you got a lot of people who put songs out there, crack off, and they don't even have a hook on it. And so like the beginning part is like, you said with the artistry is very organic. Now once that, I see that something is like, it's taking buzz. I see that there's not a party in the area that record's not getting spun at, or people are, you know what I mean? Like I just see that. I know that people in that age group are banging it. The next thing is like, I'm servicing the DJs. I'm making sure that I'm nurturing, like you said, you really are nurturing the record. You're feeding it. You know what I mean? Like you're making sure that you're going out and you're showing love to those DJs. Some people always think like, okay, yeah, I got a record, it's time to get paid. And nah, it ain't. Like this is part of you getting paid, but now it's time to go ahead and show them DJs love. They're not gonna spin your record and blow you up if you're not gonna come and support that night. You understand what I'm saying? Like you gotta build those relationships. Those relationships get it done. Like at the same time, I could have a record that he could drop right now. I could give it to all the DJs in the area and get it spun in the club tomorrow. That ain't cause he just will. That's cause, nigga, I holler at them. Like, you know what I mean? Like I'm constantly in their face. You feel me? And I'm not bugging them. I'm just giving them what they asking for. If they saying, look, are you gonna really put the legwork in? Yeah, I'm putting it in. As far as everything else, the blogs and everything like that, you're making sure that you're moving around enough for these people like yourself to catch notice of what you're doing. You know what I mean? And when you do, you gotta be cooperative with these people. You gotta repost it, tag, show love that they showing love back. You feel me? Like because you're giving people enthusiasm to go ahead and keep supporting that record. And Pull Up Hop Out was in the area for a long time. Will didn't even think that was the record. He had something, like he said, he made it. He knew it had potential, but he just, you know, he kept going. I went back and was like, yo, this the one. Like my partner went back, yo, this the one. And you know, we put hard on that one record because we knew it had so much potential. It was so catchy. Everybody knew that record. There's people that don't even listen to the nigga that listen to that record. So it was like, after that, you know, everything else starts coming into play, but it is work into it. Like, you know, you start running into your playlist, your streaming, like, you know what I mean? Like, and just making sure that you capitalize on owning your area. Like, that's a big thing. Like, I don't think you can really say that you want to reach out across the United States if, like, the people in your hometown ain't really rocking with you. You gotta really win that over through hard work. Like, it's not, like I said, it ain't just cause the song crank. Like, that ain't gonna do it. Like, you're gonna really have to put that leg work in. I think if you love it, it should be easy. But, you know, I think that kind of also decides who really wants to do this shit and who don't. Cause like,
yeah. Going back to WillTheRapper, I know you had a following before Pull Up Hop Out came out. So how was it kind of like transitioning from your following, listening, like, you know, focusing a lot on your other records to them really just wanting to hear Pull Up Hop Out? How was that?
Yeah, Goofy, they wanted everything to sound like fucking Pull Up Hop Out after I dropped that song. But I mean, that's just something, you can't be mad at that. You gotta think, I mean, in all honesty, as much fancy as us rappers, especially local rappers, try to act, you know, like the world on our dick, it's really like the high school kids, you know, middle school kids. So it's like, you know, it ain't that deep to them. They just want to hear a song that crank, you feel me? This song crank, they want to hear a song that sound like this song, similar beat, but it ain't, you feel me? Like, it's that simple to them, man. You know, it just as an artist, you gotta know, you know me, bro, I was a young nigga, I used to get frustrated quick in the studio, like, rapping was never that deep to me, bro. Like, I ain't mature until I got a job, and this rapper shit was my first job, you feel me? So I was just a little ass kid until I did this shit, so I'd be in the studio getting pissed off, you feel me? But it worked, cause I'd go in there, it affect my op, but you know, it took me a minute to realize, you know, they gonna want that party shit, cause this is what you came to, and they eyes, that's what you came in the game with, you feel me? I ain't come with that lyrical shit, it was a Pull Up Hop Out, that's what they heard on the radio, that's what they heard in the club. So it's like, I just knew to keep the new fans I just got and to keep getting that new money I was getting, I was gonna have to cater to them, you know, like hey now and then. Like I said, I ain't really been chasing the hit since then, but I got new fans, you feel me? So I still gotta get in that put up hop out energy, you feel me? But that's what they became my fans for. And my old fans, I gotta keep giving them what they want. But it's like at the same time you doing all that, shit, you make, like when you make music, you find out you never knew how to make before. And I'd be cool with that, you know, but yeah, that was the biggest part, you know, I just had to get out that bubble, you know, then everybody thought I was like a little goofy not goofy like a clown, but you feel like just a little playful kid, you know, put a hop outside, a little playful, ignorant song, you feel me? But it was just like, nah, you feel me, I'd be cool, you feel me, I don't really be all in the mix or whatever, but I mean, it's cool though, it was cool though, cause you could book anywhere with it. Like birthday party, big show, anywhere, you know, little kids to people that's older than me love the song. So that was one good part. Like it was family, one or two gangster for nobody, not like that. But the best part was, you know, I could go anywhere with it and I was cool, you feel me? Get the clean version, we could roll with it. The hardest part was just letting people know, you know, I'm more than this little, you know, little playful ass song, you feel me? Like I can really talk my shit, but you know, other than that, it was cool.
What was your first college experience like? Because I know that probably took.
I went to Morgan. I think Morgan, first college. That was the first big one. When I went to Morgan, I think it was last year or year before last with DJ Flo. And I think I failed, matter of fact, when they started the song and they ran it back. They ain't care though, they got more teed up after that shit. But yeah, niggas went on Morgan, we turned that joint up.
I mean, how was that, if you could kind of like go back to that day, how was that emotion? Do you know that your record has that impact for that kind of crowd, or do you kind of find out in that moment of performing it on that stage and seeing the crowd react?
Man, people so wishy-washy these days, bro. I doubt it every time until I hear what they like, and the crowd go, whoa! And I be like, oh, all right, it's a good crowd tonight, boys. We ain't gotta be shaking. We good tonight. Cause you know, you just never know, man. The love, it ain't never really real. You feel me? It just sometimes it just be for the moment. You can't get caught up in it. But other than that, like I said though, the kids don't fake none of it. They love you the same way from day one to day 1,000. Whenever they meet you, they go crazy. So that's why I be happy, bro. Like I ain't gonna bluff. It be the youngest. It be the youngest or the old heads. Cause what the hell an old person lying to me for too at the same time? You feel me? So like the people my age. We fake as hell, I know that part. But the youngest and the old heads, man, they walk up to me, they say what they gotta say. I be like, man, I ain't just make that up, cause what the hell they gonna get out of that? But I love that. That would keep me going. You feel me? That's why I still like the song. You feel me? Like that song came out a minute ago. I don't really care for it. I don't push it in people's faces, but let your niece walk up and be like, sing that song. I'll be like, all right, come on, here. A bunch of people hear me. I'd be cool.
Alright, I just want to introduce, you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Omar. I'm the CEO and founder of D1 Entertainment, and I found Will. I don't know how I found him. He was in the street with no phone. And yeah, man, things has been up ever since.
I mean, you don't got to speak too much, but kind of like on the growth from the day you found them to now, how could you grade it? Like, what do you see different in him?
Man, it's 100% growth. You know, he's still raw. He's still who he is. I never wanted to change that. You know, he's very authentic. That's the only reason why I picked him up. There's a few people I liked, you know, and talented people, but the reason why I really liked him is because he just didn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? He was just raw, authentic. Like, he would wear the same shirt in 3 different videos, don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, that's a nigga that's comfortable in his skin and just authentic. And so he's still that, but he grew so much, I think, traveling around and going to LA and seeing this and going hand in and realizing how the music business works and different people. You know, he matured a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when I have conversations with him now, it's a little different from when I had conversations back then. You know, he trusts me a little bit more now, but when I talked to him back then, he just didn't know what he didn't know. But now, when I talk to him, he gets it. He understands how relationships are very important. You know, shaking this person's hand is important. You know, sometimes you gotta do a show for free, that's important. You know what I mean? Like, before it was like, I'm not doing shit for free. You know what I'm saying? But he understands, okay, I may do this for free and then I get 5 paid shows off of that one little thing, you know what I'm saying? And then he learned how to stay out the way. Before he was constantly outside, you know, with his friends and just in the way, you know what I'm saying? And now, you know, he's found the beauty of staying out the way. So, very proud of his growth.
Yeah. HB, when you're producing these records, and I'm sure you do like some writing as well, how do you kind of like figure out who you're going to shop these records or what artists you want to work with on these records?
I mean, just mainly like I go off the feel of what's going on with the particular record. I got my team, and you know, I kind of got this process where I was like, hey man, like who you hear on this record? You know what I mean? And when I'm hearing the same name, I mean, Will even tell you one time I hit him up and I was like, yo, I'm in the studio with such and such, and they like, man, I hear Will all on this, Will all on it, and then you know, relationships and reaching out to guys and say, hey, I got something, man, I think this is you, and then I try to make sure that production actually always want to kind of like challenge their brand in a way, because I'm really not the type of producer that's going to say, hey man, I know you on some street shit, but let's do this, let's do like some pop shit, you know what I'm saying? Like I really just try to take an artist out their comfort zone just a little bit and say, hey, this is different, but it's still you know what I'm saying? Or you can still, I can still hear you on this, you know what I mean? And when you go through extensive research and just thinking, you know, that can happen. You can figure that out. So that's what I try to do. But I always definitely try to challenge the artist to just try to push the artist, whoever I work with, to do something just a little bit like, damn. And I go back to the Peons record. Nobody never heard Flock on the record like that. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta push. That's it. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I want to open up the floor for any questions. You can take a couple questions that if I feel like I asked a lot. You guys gave a lot of information already.
Yeah, that's good. She got her hand up.
Yeah, okay. It's for HB. How do you reach out to, you said that, you know, you hear people in the studio saying you hear, oh, so-and-so, it would be good in this song, but it's like, what if they don't know other artists outside of who's popping right now in the DMV? So how do you reach out to, or know of who's new other than your inner circle or?
Yeah, I think that's really based on you having that interest of really trying to find out. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, we all got access to social media, and we all know people like in different places. You know what I'm saying? And I think you gotta really just really want to find out who that new person is, and sometimes it's a different sound. Like there's plenty of artists that's way younger than me, and I don't even understand the shit that they making. You get what I'm saying? Like I'd be like, man, what the hell is this shit? But you know, at the end of the day, like if an artist, if I don't know what the hell they doing, like when I'm saying when I hear a record, I don't feel like it make any sense. But then they sit here rocking out this whole parking lot full of people. I gotta get in tune to what that is. You know what I'm saying? But and it's kind of a thing where I think what people don't really understand with the business is like it's really about relationships. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you can stay in your arm, you might not know that person, and sometimes we may be open to like networking, and sometimes people are not. You know what I'm saying? But just don't take it personal. Just keep at it. So if you got a particular artist or producer or engineer you want to work with, just keep. I won't say bug them, right? But holler at them and then go where they at. You'll see them and then hit them again. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of like when you become familiar, it makes it much easier. You know.
To add on to what HB's saying, like I think it goes on both sides as far as like say for anybody a person who's trying to get in contact with somebody and the person who doesn't know yet, who's not aware of their artist. Like I think it's like I remember as an executive, I remember moving around and nobody knew who I was. You know what I mean? I remember nobody let me in the door. And it was like who are you? You know what I mean? Like I remember having to pay to get artists on shows and stuff like that. Like and so And I remember also that after a while of me pushing certain records around, I remember those same people who didn't speak to me. I never took it personal, like that they started hollering at me. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if you find, say for instance, go back to like the record thing. Like, say if you have a record that you know that people are they really fucking with it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people give up on records early, and they're like, okay, well this didn't catch for me yet. And you don't know if it caught for you yet, because who the hell heard it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you judge it off of, you know, you put it out and you got like a couple thousand views on YouTube or on Instagram views for clips, and then you think it went everywhere, but it didn't go nowhere. That person might not fuck with you. You might not have never heard your shit. And bigger than maybe he might have heard it, but he might not have heard the culture being impacted by it. And so you got some people who are a little bit more closed off about who they deal with because they want to deal with influential people. It's a snobby way of thinking, but that's just you gotta be real about the career field that you're in. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the people who are accomplished and they feel like they don't wanna reach out, and we try to get people off of that. That's what this is all about. Like, you know what I mean? Like networking, because the dude with a hit is right down the street. He just don't know he got no hit. You know what I mean? Like if he pushed it, the whole city would be hollering at him. Everybody in the city would be giving him that. But you don't know that yet. And so I just tell people, like, if you got something that's really like, that you think is catching amongst the people that have heard it, don't give up. I want to keep pushing the fuck out the record. Like, you don't know where that shit gonna take you. And that shit can take you all over the country.
Yeah, from saying, piggyback on you saying that, like, my name is Richard Billions, I'm an artist. I'm just now putting myself out there like that because I ain't really had the confidence, worked on music, but I ain't really had the confidence to go out there. But I was like, it's 2018, let me go ahead and do my thing. So I've been doing open mics, been getting good responses from it. But like I said, you come home, you don't get a good response, or you don't have a team to follow you. You know what I mean? You put out a video, get 24 views and whatnot. I went to Jamaica, did a little open mic out there. You know what I mean? People feeling it. It's different when you leave out and you get that love than when you come back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but some markets are harder than others, I think.
Yeah, it's like a mental thing, bro. 100 with that part, cause it's like if you say you go to Jamaica, you get different love out Jamaica. Right. Say I'm at an open mic here, and a dude walk up, and I'm looking at him, I'm like, where the hell is this nigga from? And he just say, I'm from Jamaica. I'ma listen, cause he not from here. This nigga just say he from Jamaica. So one, I wanna see what he about to say. I wanna see what the Jamaican nigga gonna say at the DC open mic, you feel me? And it's like, it's two, ain't nothing to hide, you feel me? He from Jamaica, and your man, he gonna go back to Jamaica. You can clap, go crazy, all that. He ain't gonna brag about it. Right. You know, it'd be a prideful thing. Like when you're at home, like here, I ain't got no crazy rap name, but shit, as simple as it is, niggas ain't wanna go from calling me Will to WillTheRapper, you feel me? Like even if it is just on a respect level, like niggas just be like, oh, I know him, his real name Will, like what that mean? You feel me? Like what that just do for you saying that? You know, I probably don't believe you anyway, you feel me? But it just be a pride thing, bro. Like when you leave, the love different, cause that's all they know you is. Whoever you came in and walked in the building as and said who you was, that's all they know about you, bro. So it's like, and they don't even know how big you is. They don't know if you big, small, medium, buzz. They just know you came in and talked your shit. They liked it, they didn't. You feel me? But it's like at home, you gotta fight through it. You feel me? Like as soon as you say I'm from DC or I'm from Merle, it's like, oh, you from here.
Another one.
Yeah, you just want us. You feel me? You about to talk the same shit I'm about to talk. You feel me? But you just gotta fight through that. You feel me? Like I say, the best way to do that is how I do it and be different. You feel me? Talk your shit, but don't talk the same shit you heard the next man talking. Just because you seen them smiling at it. You feel me? Be like, hey, Sean, this shit was cool. I seen y'all liked it. I hope y'all like this shit though, because it ain't my time out like that. You feel me? Like. That's how I learned that too when I go out of town, though, bro, because they know you as, you a star when you walk in the building, bro. It don't matter, like, people look at people different, like, he could be a nobody. If I walk in the room and say he this and that, you might be in the back like, man, he faking, but it's gonna be that little doubt in your mind, like, shit, he might be all that, though, you feel me? So let me go ahead. You just gonna listen, bro. Niggas nosy, you feel me? Motherfuckers nosy. They feel like if you a little different or you got a little dark side, they just nosy, bro. But it's like, hey, that motherfucking nosiness might end up a paycheck, you feel me? So that's how it is with that, but it really ain't nothing to overcome. You just gotta like talk. I said, you gotta talk your shit.
Now you being a DC artist.
Yeah.
I just moved out to Baltimore.
Yeah.
I mean, it's two different, two different cultures. I'm from Silver Spring, so I'm used to DC culture. When you go out Baltimore, it's a different culture, but they do support. They have heavier. I think they have a little bit more heavier support than they do in DC. But I don't feel like, since it's 45 minutes away, people should come together. I mean,
that's what my label. I ain't gonna lie. Like, so my D1's first artist is Tico Bank.
Okay.
Bank Roach. Right. So boom, boom, boom. All right, everybody know that song, right? And then the next artist we had is WillTheRapper. That was the whole point. We could have grabbed another artist from Baltimore.
right?
I wanted to bridge that gap and let everybody know, like, cause I come out here and I party out here, and it's like, niggas is not that much different. We just a little bit different. You know, like, tendencies are a little bit different, but it's not that much of a difference for real. Like, we 40 minutes away from each other. And so when I start putting, like, say, when Will started linking up with people like Izzy back home or Tate, and you know, it's like cross promotion. You got all y'all out here listening to niggas in Baltimore because he did songs with them. Y'all ain't that, and y'all don't like listening to niggas from Baltimore. To be honest, it's not like it's just that block. We 40 minutes away, but y'all be like, the fuck is that? I don't know what that is. Same way for niggas in Baltimore, they be like, DC niggas, I don't know what that is. Until you start, you gotta take that jump, yo.
Make people more comfortable to say, I listen.
Anybody else would have said, do not do that. That is a stupid idea. Baltimore and DC have not been linked for a long time. You can't make it happen. You gotta do something different.
I want to like touch base on what you said. I think it's a few things to just try to remember. If you're an artist and you're home, you gotta remember, like, you're in an environment of competition.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, if you're doing open mics, you gotta understand that crowd is really other artists. So it's a lot of ego in there. So don't expect to get that kind of love if you was doing a show at the Fillmore. You get what I'm saying? Also too, I think it's different when you go out of town, because you gotta remember, these folks ain't gonna see you. You get what I'm saying? So, cause I give you an example, like a lot of people say, man, I'm going to Atlanta, cause Atlanta shows love. I've been fortunate enough to travel to a lot of states and work with a lot of artists and see their brands and see how they maneuver. And so just for me, it's the same, because if you look at Atlanta, if you really pay attention to it, if you ever went, you meet anybody, they be like, oh, my cousin worked with Future. Oh, my little brother engineered for Young Thug. Everybody does something, because you know why? They all grew up in Atlanta.
Or went to school or something.
And everybody came up, so you got to think, whatever age brackets you in, everybody you know, all y'all grow up together. And there's going to be a group of people who do music. So all y'all going to know each other, and it's going to be a start. And some people going to quit, some people not. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, like, try not to get so caught up in, if I go to another market, they going to show me love. It's really the same thing. And actually, it's going to be a little harder because you're not from that market, and they're not going to really let you in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're just going to show you love because you may be from a place that they respect. Or they like what they seen from a Washington, D.C. market. If you travel and, hey, I'm from Washington, D.C., they will be like, I love it there. Oh, man, that's Chocolate City. Y'all be partying, man. I really like how y'all move. Or Baltimore, you know. So there's a lot of competition in this market, and just, like I said, don't take it personal. Just try to be, we all are different, and I just always encourage the artists to be you, because when you are you, you are different.
Right.
And when you roll that out, it's a lot of people that are just like you, and they are thinking just like you, or going through what you're going through. And that's what you gotta promote. And just like Will said, the #1 thing is have confidence in yourself, because you are the train. And once you get the train moving, and you know, what I like about the game is rewarding. You know what I'm saying? Like the more you do, it's one of them games, the more you put in, the more you get out. You get what I'm saying? But it's not like that thing, you do one thing, you won't get one thing back. It's just you gotta go through a process, and you'll see when you go through that process, it will be some kind of reward there, and you'll be like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Like he's an example because he's an artist, he working his ass off, and then he had to pull a pop out, boom, he had a hit record. That's his reward for being in the studio all them hours and writing all them lyrics and you get what I'm saying?
Spending long nights in the studio.
It's a reward.
I get like I make like just now. I just got a text from a producer I work with out of Delaware. Right. A lot of people don't know I started working with music 3 years ago, and as on like on a platform like the level that I'm working with it now, a year and a half ago. Like I ain't like, and that's crazy. HB been working with music for 11 years. You see what I'm saying? Like there's people around that is like been working with music for 15, 20 years, and there's people who've been working for a year. The point that I'm making on it is like, you know, all those things I had stacked up against me. Like I said, nobody knew who the fuck I was. I mean, they knew me for other things, but they didn't know me for music. You know what I mean? Like I could have looked at it like that and like, ain't nobody showing me no love. Damn, like maybe I should just not go out the next day, or maybe I should just not. It's just, yo, I just say like, it's nobody in this room is any different than anybody else who's like at the top of their game. It's just like, yo, just go out the next day and just do it again. Just try again. Or just try it, like you might gotta try it different, but that's really like, I know that shit sounds like cliche PBS, like, but I swear to God, that's like the most valuable message anybody's ever told me, or that I actually had to remember and be like, yo, go ahead and try again. Yo, niggas will try all day to do something else that's not as important. You know what I mean? Like, and you talking about your dream, this is the rest of your life. This is like I used to say to myself, right? I used to say, ain't nobody gonna stop me from getting my suit and tie on, right? And then I realized that that's not what I wanted to do. Like, that's not what I wanted to be every day. I could still clean up nice, but that's not what I wanted. And now my new thing is, ain't nobody gonna stop me from getting my marble floor on. You know what I mean? Like, I just hold on to little shit. And every time shit, it don't work, I just think about playing around on the marble floors in my socks. Like you just gotta find that whatever that is for you, you know what I mean? Like, and just be like.
That's hilarious thinking about that.
You got any more questions from anybody, or go ahead?
So actually, I'm an artist myself, but I actually been getting into like management and stuff like that. Cause I just finished school, and as far as like the people that I work with, my friends and stuff, I was the only one that has a business background, so I kind of took that role. But where do you find the balance between managing and being an artist? Like, how do y'all determine what the roles are? Is it delegating? Does he tell you, or like, you know, how does that?
So like, as far as like, you mean like him taking direction and giving direction as far as what he like wants.
As far as roles and responsibilities, how do you guys establish that between the manager and the artist?
Honestly, you gotta feel that out. You got some artists who don't really care about what's going on as far as like they just want to make the music, and the decisions they just trust you with, and they just like, yo, just go ahead, just do what you gotta do, and they'll follow your direction. And you got some artists like, no, I want to do this like this. This is how I want to do it, or this is what I'm comfortable with, and this is what I'm not. And you gotta fill out that individual person. This is a person. It's not a, you know what I mean? This isn't a project. This isn't an album, mixtape. This is a person who got his own thing he want to do, and I got to deal with 6 other people, and they got different emotions. Like, that's the same thing as asking, like, how you holler at this man, and how you holler. This is different things. It's just don't overthink it. Like what Will said, like, you can really transcend it to everything. Like, I just feel out the person. That's just my man.
Yeah, so
it's just how it's just I just go off of what I got out of that person. Like, I know how I gotta carry things with him. I know I gotta carry things with Izzy. I know I gotta carry things with Tate or Peso the Mafia. Anybody. Like, it's different people.
And that's good. Continue to learn the business too, man. Because a lot of artists don't know anything.
That's how I fuck shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You know, so the more business you learn, make sure, as you guys are the artists, make sure y'all learn the business, because y'all understand what y'all doing a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Take the time out your schedule to learn what publishing is. You'll be amazed on artists that's on radio that don't even know what company is what companies are publishing companies. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, I think it's always good for artists to learn the business so you know how to do business, and then you have a better understanding of the game too.
Yeah, just the last question I wanted you to get a feel of you a little bit. How is it, you know, working with Will? You know, I'm pretty sure that was your friend when y'all was kids and everything like that. How is it that you being a rapper, being able to be around this environment, at such a fast pace and just learn as much as you can. And you know, around the corner tomorrow, you might put out a record and it's your time, and you already got that full force behind you. How was it to have that support system?
It's crazy, because you see some shit you wouldn't have thought you seen. You see new shit every day. And being with this nigga, you shit. You never know, man. But nah, this rap shit cool though. I don't know. Yeah, shit cool. That shit take
you places you never thought you would be.
Yeah.
At the same time, it is a lot of fuck shit though. At the same time, so being around them, it helped me learn the game. You know what I'm saying? Helped me know what not to do, what to do, so I can make my own decisions when that time comes. If that time comes, hopefully.
Yeah. So you guys be having 10 open seats on. Yeah. You fuck around, try to put 50 motherfuckers on that plane, ain't gonna go nowhere. Right. I had to learn that the hard way, the hardest way. You feel me? I try to take my niggas everywhere. They fucked up shows. They fucked up what could have been shows, what could have been some rap relationship. It's just a lot of shit, you know, because everybody don't look at it the same. It's like your house, man. Somebody come to your house, eat some shit, leave it. It ain't their house. They ain't gotta clean it up, you feel me? I have people that treat your career, bro. They come to the show, fuck it up for the one night. For you. I did that shit for you, bro. He was playing with you, bro. You feel me? But it's like, nigga, you got paid the back end, they hand you the envelope, because I ain't getting either now, you feel me? Like, so, it's like some people do it on purpose. Some people do it on accident, but it's just like, that's when you gotta stop saying we boys, man. You gotta look at your man like, look, we grown men, you feel me? Like, you ain't my kid. I ain't about to put you in a corner like, come on, bro. We shouldn't even have this talk, you feel me? Like, this one time talk, you fuck up again, go back around the way, bro. Like, you doing too much, you feel me? But everybody ain't gonna respect it, and I don't know if everybody else like this, but me, you know, I'm a loyal person, bro. I try to keep, like, I used to be like, if I can't ball with my niggas, I'ma fall with them, you feel me? But it's like, fuck that, you feel me? Because I fall with my niggas, like, nigga, we ain't even falling in the same motherfucking spot, you feel me? They might fall back at their mama house. They done fell this far. My ass falling smack back to the pavement, you feel me? So you just gotta look at your niggas, and it's gonna hurt, like, cause some people, you know, like I said, they still cool. It ain't really them per se. They probably just got like a little problem, like, you know, like probably niggas steal something or lie, you feel me? Like, you just gotta look at them and cut them off, you feel me? But once rap kick off, or any business, or any big money kick off, or anybody in this room, bro, the day you look at somebody and you knew you had a check coming when you woke up, and something they done did, done fucked up, can't no business, relationship, real friendship, jail friendship, none of that shit matter no more, bro. It's like money at the end of the day, like, it's about respect and money, and then you fuck up money, both of them out the question, you feel me? You fucked up both of them, so that be the part niggas don't be prepared for, you feel me? Everybody be worried about, you know, what it take, but shit, the people around you might have what it takes, you might have everything it take, the connects and all that. It might be that one nigga around you that just every 5 minutes, nah, fuck that shit, bro. We don't do shit like that, you feel me? That shit be like, yeah, bro, fuck that shit. You think you being real, you feel me, the whole time? You hold this shit back.
11 years. I lost a lot of them.
This shit ain't hard though. Like this shit ain't hard. Like I said, the internet now, it made everything easier to be a big deal. It's one click away from going viral. So like, if nothing else keep a nigga going, just know, man, who knows, man, some white boy blogger out Arizona might just retweet your shit one day. You might be going crazy. So like, if don't nothing else keep you going, shit, you just had to keep a motherfucker going. And if not that, if you got other things to keep you going, just trust in that shit. Cause like I said, I wouldn't even be here if I ain't work my ass off to the point where I'm exhausted and we got like an hour studio time left, and I'm like, hey, I'm about to make a dumbass fucking song. Go in that bitch. What they like? Go ahead and pull a hop out. Like I said though, but if I ain't put all that hard work in to the point where I'm like, man, I'm about to just go ahead and make something, you know, a little cool, ain't too serious for me, you feel me? I would have never even got to that point. They probably would have just hung it up, you feel me? So that's what I tell niggas. Anybody rapping, I don't never tell them don't rap. I don't care if I listen to their song and I be like, you know, I ain't never think I was gonna get off my ass and do a dance play, bro. Like, I was rapping for fun. I wasn't even one of the niggas like, man, I'm gonna make it. It was just like, man, I mean, the song yesterday, you feel me? Like, it was some shit like that. So, if a nigga like me can make it with that amount of really
hope, you feel me? Because I had the work ethic, because I like rapping, so I had the work ethic, but I ain't really had that much hope. But shit, if you got the work ethic and you got the hope and shit, you doing better than me when I first started. So why the fuck couldn't a nigga make it, you feel me? That shit ain't hard.
I was gonna say another thing too. One thing I can say that I'm probably say this for like, I'm pretty sure like all of our experiences is that this music can take you places that you never would imagine. That it ain't. Look, music can take you. It ain't about the money. It ain't about this. It ain't about that. But music can have you in some places that you would never be at if it wasn't for doing music. And I know we all got different experiences that we can, you know what I'm saying, elaborate on. But that's one beautiful thing about music, man. It'll have you in some places. It'll have you around some people. Have you in places you be like, damn, I don't even know how I even got in this motherfucker.
The funny thing about it, yeah, no, but the funny thing about it is like, and going back what I was saying, with touching on Will and HB saying, like I lost a lot of friends. Like I'm from, you say you just moved to Baltimore,
Yeah.
So you see what it's like.
Oh yeah.
You can't escape it, right?
No.
At all, right?
I see.
Yeah, all my friends is dead or locked up or got life or whatever, like, and then like, or we all killed each other or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and so you really gotta understand it. When what you're doing and when you start to move in that direction, like everybody's not gonna see the vision, and everybody's not gonna be your biggest supporter, your best friend, your brother, your mom. I got artists, their mom told them like, stop rapping, what the fuck are you doing? His mixtape dropped last night. So, you know what I mean? Like, and it's like number 13 on the hip hop charts right now. So you see what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna find a lot of people who not with the ride and not willing to take the sacrifices that you're willing to take for it, because like you said, it's not their plate. And so they'll do things that aren't in your best interest. But it's also a great thing when you see people that are on their ding like that really are still working towards what they're doing. And then you might pop up at one of these crazy places like HB talking about. You might just look up and he might be there. I was at the BET Awards. I wasn't thinking I was going to see HB. HB, oh, what's up, boy? My nigga, what's up? Oh, he right there next to Bus. Oh, what's up with you? Oh, bet, yeah, like, it's just, you don't know where you're going to be, and it's a good thing when you see people who really are still, like, just staying focused and working hard. Because when I'm sitting there and I'm seeing them there at BET Awards, see, I'm thinking about all the things that I just did in the last year and a half to get right there. And now I'm having empathy for this man because I know he had to go through the same shit. You know what I mean? But you're still right there in the same room eventually. Even down to like, even Will and I used to like Will and Rico, like how they used to, like, it was cool for a minute. I remember them when they wasn't, neither one of them was on that platform like that. And now when I see them see each other, it's amazing to see two friends, people that's cool, that weren't there, and now they right here at this level and they still working. You know what I mean? Like, I just adding on to that, it'll definitely take you places.
I have a question. So, like with me, I got 3 kids. I work a 9-to-5 job. You know what I mean? So usually I'm off my 9 to 5. I go straight to the studio. I work with a producer named Cashflow on the beats. He did John with Dave East and BDC and go to Real Is Back. He about to do my whole little project. But with that, I stayed the whole night till like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning with him. Go back, don't even go to sleep sometime. Yeah. You know what I mean? Hop in the truck, do what I gotta do and do the same thing over again. Now with that, like, what do you say with that type of like, yeah, do he really have time to be in the industry like that, or?
I mean, look, like I'm gonna say this, right? Like, yo, I lost everything I had. Like, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I ain't no industry nigga. Like, I'm a street nigga for real. Like, and I wasn't no broke street nigga. I walked away from that shit. I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost other cars. I lost my relationship with my baby mother. Like, everything. You know what I mean? But it's really one of these bittersweet things that people aren't really comfortable saying out loud. But you get in life, you get to choose like one thing.
Right.
You gotta choose it. Now, if on that path, a couple other things that you want in life are gonna be acquired to that, say you want money, but you say you wanna be the best producer of all time, yeah, money's gonna come. Don't worry about that, just worry about being the best producer. You know what I mean? Like, and so what I'm saying, and like I said, it's not a comfortable topic. It's like God asking you, like, what you wanna do? and you gonna jump or you not, and it's really does come down to that. Like you really are putting it all on the line. I'm not saying this is a safe bet.
Right.
Like that's really as simple as I can put it. Like I ain't gonna sugarcoat it for you, because I could have jumped and fell flat on my face. Like,
you can do it, man. A lot of artists.
Look,
a lot of artists got mad kids, bro.
Yeah. But I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to let you understand that it's like have the enthusiasm to do it, because at the end of the day, like it's either you're not gonna do it, or you're gonna jump, or you're not.
Yeah. Okay.
So you're just gonna see.
Yeah, can I hit on that?
Last question is.
Oh no, I just want to touch on that because I work a 9 to 5 too.
Right.
I work for the State Department, but at the same time, I'm out here grinding with, out here working with other artists and going to the club just to, get a vlog in and not getting back until 4. Still gotta wake up at 7 just to go back to work. Just look at it as a sacrifice for real. Like.
Part of the grind.
How you gonna get that money to get into the studio? And then you gotta take care of your kids and your family. So it's just a sacrifice until you get to that next level for real.
Shit, I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't got no kids, but when I made WillTheRapper, I was still in school and I had to go see like my PO. You feel me? So like I said, even and then I ain't had that much money back then, so I probably had like $30 to waste as far as studio time. So I probably only get an hour. So that shit really don't, Bro, that shit, as long as you going, it don't matter, man. That shit for a little bit, for a long time, man. As long as you in there and you ain't slacking while you in there, bro, you doing what the fuck you supposed to do, bro. I mean, what more can you do, you feel me? So, with that part, you going as hard as you can with it. Sound like ain't nothing really to be skeptical about. Like I said, you going as hard as you can with it.
I just don't do that shit like, man, if I don't make it in 6 months, man, I'm done with this shit. Don't ever do that shit. That shit. Because I would tell you, you put 6 months on it, you ain't making it. I'm letting you know that right now. Everybody put a timeline on that shit. I ain't never seen that shit work. It may work, but I ain't never seen that shit work, man. And I work with a lot of niggas. You know what I'm
It's like you count down like how much work you gotta put in, but it's really like inevitable how much work they still putting in work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can't never stop putting in work.
Right. What I say is that I would say this. I've been fortunate, like I said, to work with artists that you guys watch on TV and independent artists that maybe you listen or don't even know about. And what I would tell you is that one constant thing that I see with every artist is that they really believe in themselves and what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And those are the people that make it.